welcome back, Love Nation. This is Nina. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. Also become a Day One channel member. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, you guys. Here we go. We're going to get straight into this mess. We're going to do a Jay-Z, Tony Buzbee, and Anonymous Accuser update, as there are a lot of moving parts that's been happening in the last few days. This article is from Billboard.com. And again, there is a lot going on today concerning this case. We're going to go ahead and read this. It says that Jay-Z's accuser says she stands by her story, sparking more court filings from the star's lawyer. And this is a key part right here. This is actually what I've been going back and forth with. This young lady, who is still anonymous, says she has not recanted and wasn't pressured to target Jay-Z. His lawyers responded with a flurry of new filings, including reports from private investigators. Now, again, this is according to what is being filed. There's a lot of strange moving parts here. But anyway, this is a story update. Let's go. Jay-Z's accuser says in a court filing that she stands by her story, directly contradicting his recent lawsuit that claims she admitted to fabricating the allegations, prompting the star's lawyers to offer testimony from private investigators and demand that the accuser sit for a deposition. Now, just looking at that paragraph alone, they can have her sit for a deposition. That is definitely true. However, there are a lot of circumstances with this that we're going to get into in just a moment, because, there's a lot going on. I just can't even describe it. So let's continue. In Los Angeles court filings Monday, March 3rd, the unnamed Jane Doe stated that she had flatly refused to recant her story when approached last month by investigators for Jay-Z, an experience she said left her intimidated and terrified. She also denied that her attorney, Tony Buzbee, had pushed her to sue. Now, again, these are key statements. If she is anonymous, how did they find out who she is? That is a question. How did they find out where she lives? How did these investigators approach her? Was any of this caught on film? Again, I have a lot of questions about this situation. Continuing with this article, it says, those statements which Jane Doe made in a sworn affidavit directly contradicted allegations leveled by Jay-Z, biologically known as Sean Carter, in a separate lawsuit filed earlier on Monday. In that case, he claimed that Jane Doe had voluntarily admitted directly to his team that her now dropped lawsuit was premised on a false accusation. Again, we have two different claims. He's saying that the private investigators said that she said that it was made up, but she's saying that is not true. Again, if any of this key information right here, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm just reading this, and I've been following this case. If any of this is true, there's a lot that needs to be combed through. Mainly, is she lying? Is the PIs lying? What is going on? And how did they find this lady if she was anonymous? Although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims in the New York action and believe that I had a merit claim against Jay-Z, the woman wrote in Monday's filing. I ultimately decided to dismiss the case because I was frightened by the reaction of Jay-Z and his supporters and the likelihood that I would have to be publicly named and subjected to public attacks. Again, this is key. And is this woman now being harassed? That is another question. There's a lot of mess going on with the situation. In the same sworn statement, the unnamed woman stressed that Tony Buzbee had not sought her out, nor had he urged her to add Jay-Z to the allegations. I told them that neither of those things ever happened, and I asked them to leave me alone. Again, key. I'm going to read that again. I told them that neither of those things ever happened, and I asked them to leave me alone. Concerning if Tony Buzbee sought her out. And my next question would be, if you want to use the argument that Tony Buzbee sought her out, how did he seek her out? Like, was this industry information? Did somebody else name drop her? Again, there's so many questions with this. Continuing reading this Billboard.com article, Monday statements from Jane Doe quickly prompted a response from Jay-Z's lawyers. In a flurry of new filings on Wednesday, March 5th, they offered up sworn statements from the actual private investigators who allegedly talked to her, asking the judge for permission to add them to the case record. In those statements, one of the investigators said, Jane Doe stated to me that Jay-Z did not SA her. At another point, the same investigator added, Jane Doe stated Tony Buzbee brought Jay-Z into this, and he was the one that kind of pushed me toward going forward with him. Another investigator said Doe had told him that lawyers at Tony Buzbee's law firm told her that if she pursued Jay-Z, she would get a payout. Again, this is so back and forth weird at this point. I'm going to try to make some more points about this in a minute. Because if this woman, say that she actually had nothing to do with this, okay? Absolutely nothing. How did Tony Buzbee find her to even start the lawsuit a few months ago in the first place if this woman was completely anonymous? She had to have gotten in contact with him. This is another key thing that I do think needs to be investigated. Continuing with this, in the same filings, Jay-Z's lawyers also made an alternative request that the judge permit them to depose both the accuser and Tony Buzbee under oath. The new declaration only further reinforces the need for Jane Doe and Mr. Buzbee to sit for a deposition regarding their conversations, including her conversations with colleagues who convinced Jane Doe to drop her lawsuit. They wrote, stopping there, this might get dicey because you have a client and attorney privilege. I don't know how this deposition with a former complainant with a lawyer that was representing them could actually be deposed without going against a lawyer-client privilege. So, like I said, this has a lot of moving parts here. Depositions are not typically granted at the outset of such a case. Instead, they are conducted during the later discovery phase as the case moved toward trial. But Jay-Z's lawyer said that Jane Doe's filing has opened up the doors to those issues and that the rapper is now entitled to find out what the woman knows. In a detailed statement to Billboard on Wednesday, Tony Buzbee strongly denied the various claims advanced by Jay-Z's investigators. In the new court filing, he said he believes they flat out made all of this up and that he can't wait to see what they have been paid and who is paying them. Jane Doe's case was signed up in October by another law firm to pursue allegations against Jay-Z and P. Diddy. Apparently, it came in through Facebook to the firm's page. After it was vetted, it was sent to my firm weeks later, Tony Buzbee said. The allegation that I sat with Jane Doe and suggested a suit against Jay-Z is not only a lie, is provocably and demonstrably false, and is contrary to the documentation from referring counsel intake process and our own firm documents. The blockbuster case against Jay-Z, filed in December, claimed that he and Sean Diddy pharmaceuticaled and R-worded a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 MTV Music Video Awards. It represented a shocking expansion of the already sprawling claims against Combs and came amid speculation that other stars might be implicated in Diddy's alleged decades of behaviors. Jay-Z forcibly denied the allegations, calling them a blackmail attempt. He accused Buzbee of trying to extort settlements from innocent celebrities by falsely tying them to Diddy and vowed to fight back and never pay his accuser. Last month, Jane Doe abruptly dropped a case without explanation and without any kind of payout from Jay-Z. 2 weeks later, Jay-Z sued both Jane Doe and Tony Buzbee for defamation, malicious prosecution, and other wrongdoings, claiming they had carried out an evil conspiracy to extort a settlement from him by making the false and malicious allegations. Jay-Z does not commence these actions lightly, his lawyer wrote in Monday's lawsuit, but the extortion and abuse of Jay-Z by Jane Doe and her lawyer must stop. The recent filings from Jane Doe rebuting those allegations, also filed Monday, was lodged in a separate lawsuit in California, in which Jay-Z is suing Tony Buzbee for extortion and defamation over the same R-word allegation. At a hearing in that case last week, a judge said he would likely dismiss the star's extortion claims, but likely allowed the defamation claims against the lawyer to proceed. And again, you guys, this is a mess. There are a lot of moving parts here. Here's a few I want to point out. If Jane Doe sought out Tony Buzbee, it was vetted. According to him, he filed the suit after trying to settle this privately. Can Jay-Z actually come back and try to sue the lawyer? If she approached him, I'm talking about Jane Doe. If Jane Doe actually approached Tony Buzbee with this, can he actually be sued as a lawyer? That's the first question. Second question, how did Jay-Z's people find her if she is anonymous? Apparently, she is not anonymous. Third, are the private investigators actually lying? Was this recorded? Was it taped? Was it videotaped? Usually, from what I know, in my state, if somebody is coming to you to drop some court documents, as a surprise to you, or to get information like a PI, normally that PI is filming it, okay? That is going to be key. I will be shocked if they approach this woman and it was just not videotaped, okay? I would be shocked if there was no video. If she's saying what she said by when she said, no, that this didn't happen, no, she did not, Tony approached me, she felt like they were harassing her, she did not admit that it was a false claim, only that she was fearing more retribution from Jay-Z and his fans if her name actually had to become public. If that's on tape, this does not play well for Jay-Z, okay? So I'm definitely waiting to see some outcomes in this. But first of all, one thing I think they can clear up real early is, did the private investigators have it recorded? I would be shocked if it was not recorded, okay, when they approached her. In my state, it has to be recorded. So we'll definitely be checking up on this. I just want to give you guys a quick rundown on what's going on with Jay-Z, Jane Doe, and Tony Buzbee situation. Share your comments respectfully below. You guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Till next time, be safe and enjoy your day. Bye, guys.